Hey guys, welcome back. It's week 17's weigh-in, Sunday morning, early ass in the morning. Got up about 6:38 in the a.m., which is actually an hour later than I normally get up, so it's not really that bad. But anyway, I got up at 6:38 in the morning. Was real excited, man. I got into the bathroom. I was like, yeah, got to take care of my business. Put the scale down, made sure it was zeroed in, stepped on the scale, man, and I wasn't happy no more, man. No more happiness. I stepped on the scale, right? If you remember last week, 339.6. This week, 344.6, man. 344.6. 5 freaking pound gain in 1 week, man. And so I stepped off the scale. I said, man, something's got to be wrong with this scale. So I put it back down, zeroed it back in, stepped back on the scale, man. 344.6 pounds, right? And my scale, it talks to me, and the little lady is going, body weight is 344.6. And, I wanted to beat her ass a little bit. But anyway, I picked the scale up, and I roughed it up a bit, right? Some bitch scale, put it back down, zeroed it in, stepped back on it, 344.6, man. Scale wasn't having nothing of it, man. Wasn't giving nothing up for me this morning. So I sat there and thought to myself, not sure how I gained 5 pounds in a caloric deficit, but, just to be safe, I thought to myself, well, let me look at these calories here real quick. Let me see what I did last week. See if anything stands out, man. See if anything makes me think I would have gained 5 freaking pounds, man. I mean, 5 pounds, bro. You got to stop and think about it, right? You can't get, that's like, if you step on the scale from 1 week to the next, right, and you gained a pound, right, you go, that's 3,500 calories. I guess maybe I could have eaten an extra 3,500 calories over the week above my maintenance. Maybe I could have gained a pound, right? But when you gain 5 pounds in 1 week, right, you got to think to yourself, you can't allow the emotion to take over, man. You got to think to yourself, man, that's 3,500 times 5, dude, right? What is that? That's 17.5 thousand calories that you ate over maintenance? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. So I'm going to pop the calories up just so you can see. And as you can see, right, that little red line right there, that represents 1,000 calorie deficit, right? Because my maintenance TDEE is 3,020, right? That means anything 2,020 or under, right, which represents that red line, is 1,000 calorie deficit. So as you can see, through the week, I've been aggressive as hell on them calories, with the exception of a couple of days here at the end. But even so, I never went over them. I always maintained 1,000 calorie deficit. So I always had at least 1,000 calories difference every day, which means I'm maintaining over a 7,000 calorie deficit a week, right? Which translates to just over 2 pounds a week. It definitely does not translate to 5 pounds added a week, right? So I'm thinking about it. I'm like, the scale told me I'm 5 pounds more than I was last week. My calories show me that can't be true, right? So what else could possibly be going on here? Well, let me grab my handy dandy body fat percentage calculator, right? And see what has to say is going on, right? So I picked up the Omron, man. I turned it on, right? Had it do its thing, man. Now, if you remember, last week the Omron said I was 38.8% body fat, right? This week, Omron said I was 38.4% body fat. So that means I lost 0.4%. That's almost a whole 0.5% of body fat, right? Which, I don't know if you know what, at my weight, 0.5% of body fat bro, that's a lot of body fat, right? So, just for shits and giggles, right? Let's take last week's weigh-in as a truer estimate, right? And say 339.6, right? So, 1%, right, of 339.6, right, is 3.396 pounds, right? So let's just round it up and say 3.4 pounds, right, is 1% of my body weight as of last week, right? So a 0.5% of that, right, is like right around 1.8 or so, 1.9 or so pounds, right? So 0.4% of that, right, would be somewhere around 1.6 or so pounds of fat. So essentially, what Amran is telling me is, dude, I am stupid, man. I'm fucking retarded. Anyway, what Amran is telling me is that 0.4% body fat that I have lost translates to roughly 1.6, 1.7 pounds of fat, right? Gone, right? So Amran's telling me that my body fat percentage actually went down, which is exactly what I want, right? But that also tells me that more than likely I did not gain 5 pounds of muscle in 1 week. As much as I would love to believe that somehow I went to the gym and pounded it out so fucking hard last week that like I managed to gain 5 pounds of pure muscle, right, in a caloric deficit last week. I can't believe that, right? So I don't believe that, right? In fact, I don't really know that it's possible to gain muscle mass as far as like actual muscle weight, in a caloric deficit. I don't know. I know it is stronger for the muscle. It is possible for the muscle to get stronger while you're in a caloric deficit because that's just muscle training. But to actually gain muscle, I don't know that that's possible. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. But what I will say is not possible is it's not possible to gain 5 pounds of pure muscle in a week given any kind of regimen, right? Let alone a caloric deficit, right? So that pretty much necessitates that I am retaining water and a lot of it, right? And probably 5 pounds of it at least, right? So which would not be that difficult to do at my body weight at 339. I can store some water, man. I can store some water. So what's more than likely has happened is either yesterday I forgot to take my blood pressure water pill, right? Or I ate a ton of sodium, which probably happened yesterday too. Anyway, this is why, guys. This is why I tell you, right? Do not just watch the scale, man. Because if you're watching just the scale, you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna have a bad time, right? And the reason you're gonna have a bad time is because the water within you fluctuates wildly day to day, even throughout the day, right? So if you're one of these people that weighs every day, right, you will see a wild difference sometimes depending on water, right? So that's why I'm super happy I bought the body fat percentage BMI calculator. That Amran calculator. I'm super happy I bought it, man, because that has been a sanity check, right, in this instance, right? So for all you guys who say to yourself, everybody's been there. Everybody's been on this journey has been here one time or another. For those people that jump on the scale, you look at the scale and you're immediately defeated by the number that's presented to you on the scale from week to week. I would tell you can't read a lot into it from 1 week to the next, right? And this is the reason. This is the reason, right? For exactly what you see here. You know you're in a caloric deficit. You know you counted every freaking calorie that you put into your mouth that week, right? So you know for a fact that the numbers on that scale are not true, right? So where are they coming from? Well, the body fat percentage calculator can help you with that, right? If you know you've been working out, if you know those things are right, then you have to have that sanity check, right? So for anybody out there that's on this journey, I highly recommend that you buy a body fat percentage calculator of some kind, whether it be the handheld like I have, the handheld I'm red, or whether you buy a scale that does it all in one, right? It weighs you and gives you your body fat percentage, everything all in one. I don't care. You need to do something like that because you will have these types of weeks. Anyway, I will enter the new weight into my Fitness Pal, right? Even though I know it's most likely water, I'm going to put it in there because, as I've said from the very beginning, I'm chronicling the whole thing, and I do not want to miss the blip, right? I need that blip to be there. And I don't just need that blip to be there for me. I need that blip to be there for you. I need that blip to be there for every single person that would ever possibly watch these videos, right? Because it's important for everybody to realize that on this journey, you will not have a smooth, linear, right, progression of weight loss. You will not. It will be bumpy at times, and that's the way it goes, right? So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in today. Thanks to my Amran for showing me some numbers that I can agree with, given the calorie intake and my workouts over the week. And, again, guys, I appreciate everybody that watches and supports. Leave me some, if you liked it, like it. If you think it's worth watching, subscribe, guys. If you don't, I don't care. Leave me some comments anyway, guys. I want to hear from anybody and everybody. And as always, if you think that this can help anybody that you know or don't know or just want to get the word out, I encourage everybody to do that. Send this out to everybody you know. Let's get some people watching this. And thanks again, guys. Until Tuesday, right? We're going into week 18 now. Until Tuesday, I'll see you guys later. Thanks again. Bye.